Boss battles in action games are where players truly test their skills, and Gurthka, the first boss in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, provides that challenge right from the start. In this guide, we'll dive into strategies for defeating Gurthka in both his first and second encounters. The game's retro charm, mixed with intense combat mechanics, can be overwhelming at times, but with the right approach, you'll be able to overcome Gurthka and move on to more difficult challenges. Let's break down everything you need to know about beating Gurthka in these two tough battles. The first encounter, learning the basics. The first battle with Gurthka serves as an essential test of the basic combat mechanics in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. By the time you meet him, you'll have learned the fundamentals of movement, attacking, and dodging. However, Gurthka is a significant step up from the standard enemies you've faced so far. This fight isn't about rushing in, it's about patience, observation, and precision. Understanding Gurthka's attacks. Slam, attack, and projectiles. Gurthka's first move involves flying into the air, swooping back and forth before slamming down where you're standing. When this happens, not only do you need to avoid the slam itself, but you also have to dodge the projectiles that spawn from the impact. The projectiles are the real danger here, as they can quickly overwhelm you if you're not careful. Be sure to keep your distance and keep moving. Charge attack with projectile toss. Next, Gurthka will charge at you, slamming into a wall and then throwing two small projectiles in your direction. Similar to the previous attack, this is a moment where you should avoid his charge and be ready to dodge the projectiles. It's crucial to not get greedy with your attacks here. Patience pays off. Summoning the skull. At some point in the battle, Gurthka will summon a skull that has a hypercharge shield. This is your opportunity to deal significant damage. To make the most of this, you'll need to destroy the skull first. Once it's defeated, you can use the charged energy to dish out extra damage to Gurthka. Fire-breathing attack. At roughly 50% health, Gurthka will start to breathe fire at you. This attack can be avoided by climbing the walls and reaching the ceiling, keeping you out of the fire's reach. It's crucial to recognize this move early, so you can position yourself properly to avoid taking damage. Winning strategy for Fight 1. The key to winning the first battle is patience. Unlike earlier encounters, you cannot just rush through this fight. Gurthka's attacks are telegraphed fairly clearly, which gives you the opportunity to dodge them. When you're not dodging, focus on attacking him with quick strikes. Remember, this is your first real boss fight, so don't feel rushed to finish him off quickly. The skull with the hypercharge shield should be your focus once it appears. Use the charged energy to deal the most damage, but don't forget to avoid the projectiles while attacking. Stay calm, manage your stamina, and avoid taking unnecessary hits. The second encounter, new environment, same patience. The second fight with Gurthka takes place in a new setting, but the boss's core moves remain mostly the same. However, the environment adds an extra layer of complexity to the encounter. This time there are hazards in the room, like a fire pit in the center and spikes along the walls. It's clear that Gurthka is not only more dangerous, but the room itself will make things more challenging. Understanding Gurthka's new attacks. Slam attack with Fire Pit Edition. As before, Gurthka will fly into the air and slam down, causing projectiles to spawn. This is the same attack, but now there's a fire pit in the middle of the room that you need to avoid. The fire pit creates additional hazards, but the core mechanics haven't changed. You still need to avoid his charge and dodge the projectiles, all while keeping an eye on the dangerous pit in the middle. Charge attack with more projectiles. Gurthka will once again charge at you, slamming into a wall and throwing two projectiles in your direction. This attack remains the same, but the new environment adds a sense of urgency. You need to dodge Gurthka's charge, avoid the projectiles, and make sure you're not standing too close to the fire pit or spikes. Skull summoning with more damage. Gurthka will once again summon a skull with a hypercharge shield, but the difference in this second fight is the room's layout. With fire geysers spewing from the ground, it's crucial to defeat the skull quickly and use the energy to damage Gurthka. If you don't take care of the skull fast enough, the fire geysers can make it even harder to avoid damage. Flame Geyser and Fire Breathing Attack. At 15 and 25% health, Gurthka will perform a new version of his fire breathing attack. He will fly above the screen and land in the fire pit, causing flame geysers to erupt across the room. You can avoid the geysers by jumping onto one of the nearby platforms. Be mindful of both the fire geysers and Gurthka's direct attack during this phase. Winning strategy for Fight 2. Surprisingly, the second fight with Gurthka is slightly easier than the first, despite the additional hazards. The key to success is learning his attack patterns and reacting accordingly. The fire geysers are the biggest threat, but as long as you use the platforms to avoid them, you can focus on dealing damage. Stay calm and be patient, just like in the first fight. Avoid the projectiles, destroy the skull for a damage boost, and wait for the right moments to attack. The platforms will give you safe zones when the fire geysers start going off. Once you've gotten used to the environment and Gurthka's predictable attacks, you'll be able to defeat him much faster. Defeating Gurthka in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound requires strategy, precision, and patience. By staying focused and avoiding his attacks while looking for openings, you'll emerge victorious. As you progress through the game, expect even tougher challenges, but mastering these boss fights will certainly prepare you for what's to come. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, and subscribe for more detailed walkthroughs and tips on Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, and other games.